Welcome back, denizens of the Omniverse. Today we're going to be diving into episodes 1 and 2 of Maul Shadow Lord. Now, I didn't react to the trailer here on the channel, but I did watch it in my own time, and I was very impressed with the way they've spiced up the Clone Wars art style. Obviously, the overall aesthetic kind of looks like what we're used to, but like the way this style has grown and evolved. I mean, you see in the Clone Wars alone, like where you start off from the beginnings to the final season, and then going into Bad Batch, and then the Tales series, the anthology series of those. Every time they're pushing the envelope of that visual style, and this one they're taking some cues from. They're definitely like taking a little bit more artistic expression in the way that they are animating it, and that's the most impressive thing I remember seeing from the trailers initially, was just familiar, but with like this spark, this flair that I'm really, really excited for. And just at this point in time, obviously we know where Maul winds up. If you've watched Rebels, you know kind of this is like right at after the Clone Wars, before Rebels, I think. I believe so, or at least before that whole confrontation there at that point. And there's a whole like wealth, this large time, this chasm of time in which we don't really know what all he had been up to, and I'm excited to kind of explore that. I'm wondering if I do wonder though if this takes place before. I would have to imagine probably also before even the Solo appearance, which fortunately led to really not a whole lot. But I'm excited to get into this. We got a couple of little glimpses of some characters that maybe didn't really have any kind of time to shine when we originally saw them. Honestly, I can't even remember their names. The brother that showed up in Tales of the Jedi that Ahsoka kills, and then the kind of knight-looking dude who was a resurrected corpse in Ahsoka season 1. I can't remember their names for the life of me, but both of those two Inquisitors they popped up in the trailers, and I'm excited to see this. And it seems like he's taking on an apprentice of his own, a kind of an estranged young Padawan that has survived Order 66. Excited to see what they would do with that. I think that they had said that they're kind of loosely adapting the whole like Darth Talon storyline. I don't know if that's something they said or if that's something people have projected onto it. I can't remember at this point. It's been a little while since I've really kind of dived into all of that. Outside of like those things, I don't really know at all what to expect with this. So that all said, I'm very curious to see what happens, man. And with that all said out of the way, let's get ready to hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction without all the stuff we got to do to edit this down to get this postable on YouTube for you guys, check it out over on Patreon so you can watch it without all that stuff. Also, it's going to be right up there as soon as I'm done recording, so you can go right over and check it out. It's just a great way to support the channel, help us do things you do over here. But at the end of the day, really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And then also out of the way, let's get ready to hop into episode 1. Here we go. Oh, got a couple of new little helmets in the sequence. The 2 Inquisitor masks, a couple others that I didn't immediately recognize. Dude, I love the vibrant punch of those collars breaking through all of this. Yeah, look at that.
Target incoming.
Oh, is this right after? I think this is immediately after. Or maybe not. I think this is something different. Sorry. Yo, god damn. Hey. Oh. God damn. Kicking this off with some high energy. Oh god. That protocol droid got lit up. Oh god, I love this little like UFO cackle crackling monster droid thing. Yo! Holy shit! That ship got eviscerated. Wait, did this droid just say booyah? That's what I heard.
Picking up reports of an unidentified shuttle seen in Sector 8J.
I don't know why, like when this opened up, I thought that was them. Maybe some of the rogue, like remnants of the Mandalorians that was maybe loyal to Maul, breaking him out.
Let's go.
But
Get the credits on the ship.
no. I mean, it wasn't even the same transport ship altogether, so that was my mistake.
It's over! Drop your weapons! I said drop them!
I guess we should do as he says.
Oh, hello. Oh, yes. Never mind, all that already happened. God damn. Whoo! Oh, that sent a shiver down my spine, man. I love the look of the blade spinning, the fractals in it, the instability of it, like it's like this just brushstroke swelling. Chapter 1, The Dark Revenge. And just the swiftness. Dude, just look how the collars punch. This one, I think.
You're hungry.
I told you already, we do not steal.
I'm tired of begging.
We can always rely on the kindness of strangers.
Is this maybe her master? Or just somebody that took her in?
Would you be so kind?
I'm going to assume master. I think maybe another survivor. Oh, smooth.
Charged with theft and will be placed under arrest.
What?
Do not resist.
Be patient. They will surely see to reason, and you'll soon be released.
Surrender and comply.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go that smoothly. Or she won't heed that advice. Who knows?
I want a full scan of the route.
It's tragic, Captain Lawson. They were simply doing what they'd been programmed for. According to security logs, the bank supervisor droid is missing.
Why do I know that voice? Oh, it sounds like the guinea pig from The Bad Guys, which I just reacted to. Wasn't it like Richard Ayoade, I think? Maybe?
I'm not sure this was any of the local syndicates. Not their style.
Too risky?
Too clean.
I mean, it was pretty clean.
They robbed me, shoot up my guards, and take my bank droid!
Set a meet. I want to question him face to face.
What if it's some kind of trap?
One thing that they've gotten so much like better at from the beginning to now is lighting. I thought he was going to take him out right there.
The one I seek is here.
An apprentice.
I see them clearer the closer I get.
So he's being drawn to a partner to join him in the shadows. Dude, when we first saw Maul, who'd have thought how interesting and layered of a character he wound up being?
Bring me the back droid.
Who are you?
Oh.
Demas will make you pay.
I'm afraid your calculations are incorrect. Deliver a message to Demas.
Oh God, what kind of message? Like just the head? Or are you gonna like lightsaber a message into its whole, its body?
Attempted robbery, failure to cooperate, and no ID.
Captain Lawson, I found something.
Captain Lawson.
Get her processed.
Is he like a law son? A son of the law?
This was recovered from the memory banks of the police droid with Officer Poe.
Imagine seeing that. Oh, yo.
Is there a sword?
Haven't seen one of those since the Clone Wars.
Run a recognition scan.
I love like the derogatory, not even derogatory, but like the laser sword comment.
File is classified by the ISB. We're instructed to report any sightings of the suspect immediately.
The more time gets away from the commonality of such an item, the more it just becomes more of a fogged of recalling, vague memory of what it is. And not a lightsaber, but a laser sword. And eventually that evolves to where we see later on.
Vario.
Demas, you're looking grandiose as ever.
At least I fill the suit.
Blech.
Been a while since we had a meet, huh?
No reason until now.
Dude, he's got such a booming bass in his voice.
Well, Chobasa.
Choba.
Poison?
Any idea who pulled that one?
I was hoping you could tell me.
Well, you got a lot of enemies. One person, maybe.
He's long gone.
Oh, he knew immediately.
You betrayed him.
Then he'd be after you, too.
Maybe he is.
That's what you want me to think.
Oh my God.
I got too much to risk.
Make me
Oh
look
God.
weak.
That quivering as his anger's starting to boil up.
Well, how would you go about it?
I will have not.
What?
Oh!
Don't do it.
Demas.
Wow. Maul, you bastard. That's so smart. These fragile alliances and everybody's just innate paranoia makes them such easy puppets. Damn.
There's a situation at the port.
Might drop two birds with one stone just by pitting them against one. Fuck.
Huh?
Oh, he ditched the armor. Nice. Ah! Wow.
Never shoot a guy in the back.
That was a good move.
Unexpected.
But that's what he meant by not filling out the suit. I thought he was just a cyborg like that, and the only part of him that was still organic was just the head, but that's a full-on like set of power armor.
Captain, scanners have detected 2 vehicles leaving the area.
Well, hopefully nobody was in that car. Speeder, whatever. Ah! Wow. That was either some crazy luck or some wicked skill. Maybe both. His armor's down.
I know you. You work for him.
Stop right there!
Imagine they just ran him over. That would have been hilarious.
Lawson! I never thought I'd be glad to see you.
Yeah, first time for everything, Mario.
Uh-oh. He's gonna be able to tip them off. Oh, damn! The ship and everything just ninja vanished on him.
Barrio is in custody, and the local authorities will no doubt alert the Empire.
I mean, and yeah, they've got footage of you and now this corroborating story.
Make the preparations, my lord. An attack on the police headquarters will not be without risk of exposure.
He's already exposed.
Our actions serve a greater purpose.
And his apprentice is there. His visionary target is very well. Yes. Yes. Fate dictates he goes there. Or the Force. One and the same, maybe. Well, really. Two birds, one stone. Cross him off. Maybe get rid of the evidence.
You killed Demas.
Oh, he knows it wasn't. Well, it was. Never mind. It was him.
How's the security in here? You got enough guards to protect me? Ever heard of the Shadow Collective?
No. Should I have?
What are you looking at, kid?
God, and for them to be right across from one another.
Perhaps it's time to request support from the Empire.
No, not yet.
That is contrary to protocol. However, I will follow your order.
Yeah, keep this in-house as long as... Oh, well... Are we gonna have like a tug of war over this apprentice? I think we already know which direction she's leaning right now. Or maybe just his way will get him killed. And that'll send her slipping down towards him. You know, cut loose that anchor. This droid and his little comment, like, is this the little way, whatever.
We've got a sensor malfunction.
God, they are so swift, or clean, as they put it earlier.
All units on level 8 report.
We're getting a lot of interference.
They're all down now.
We appear to be losing control of the station.
Hey, troopers, full alert. Two boots with me.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you gotta love those red lights. Oh. Is he the only organic officer here? I think so. At least the only one I think we've seen. Lovely.
And get these doors open.
Didn't say the magic word. It's just a massacre. Oh, does he sense what's going on? Or just the realization that she hasn't been let go yet? Either way, I think it's going to lead him up here to his inevitable demise. Ooh. Oh. Oh, he knocked him out. Destroying all the droids, but left him alive. Interesting. God. Yo. Why leave him alive, though? He's a witness.
Or was it greed and fear that drew your ships and weapons when I needed them most?
I can repay you.
Oh, God, look at those painted flashes.
I can take all of those from you already.
Oh.
If you're after me, you gotta be after them.
It's these little touches.
Take him alive. For now.
He just saved his ass. Is he not going to... Okay.
Maul.
Oh, she knows who he is. Oh, let's go. Ah, what a fantastic, energetic, balls to the wall first episode. Holy shit. That was wild. Okay, hold up, cast. I want to know if I was right. Yes, Richard Ayoade. I was correct. 2 boots. Lawson, Wagner Mora. I don't recognize that name. A lot of other people, though, that I do know, just kind of doing some off-the-wall voices here and there, and obviously some regulars. But I just wanted to confirm that. Who knows? Maybe he's done Clone Wars stuff prior to this, but or any Star Wars, maybe not just specifically Clone Wars, but it's a voice that I'm hearing now, at least. But God, the action, that whole opening sequence too, with them infiltrating that docking bay, that loading dock where they were offloading all that gold and all that kind of stuff, and then the way they just swooped in, got what they wanted, took that droid, left most of the money, but they wanted the droid to send a message. It was a very strategic hit. And then the way they booby-trapped the exit with those freaking wires that diced those ships on exit was so good. Yeah, Maul being betrayed by his collective, all these different places, again, trying to take advantage and get, catapult themselves out from under his thumb, whatever a lucrative agreement they had up until a point. Everybody's, loyalty only goes so far in the underworld, but he is not taking that lightly. Pitting them against one another. Hell, he was kind of just sitting back. He didn't even think this guy was actually going to be the one to come up on top, but he was slippery. Gave them the slip. The use of that power armor worked out really well until obviously it took too much damage, and yeah, then you have the whole chase. That chase on the well, not exactly, I guess. I was gonna say that chase when he was like fleeing that whole bout before Lawson took him in looked like, it reminded me of like the tunnel chase with the Joker and the Dark Knight with the rocket launcher on that, except in this it obviously wasn't a rocket launcher. It was this freaking auto turret, which was just, God, that guy was just walking around with that Gatling gun like that was just wild. Again, I don't know why they left Lawson. He's a witness. He's already put a lot of these things together. They killed all the droids. And again, unless I missed something, he seemed to have been the only human in that building. But they killed all of the droids, and he just knocked him out. That feels like a dumb move, unless there's some part of this I'm not gleaning right now why he would spare him. But I love how, as Maul has descended deeper into the Force, reconnected himself over the course of, well, not reconnecting himself, but reconnecting his mind, really. When he survived that fall and he was just so broken, and seeing him just reconnect with the Force over the course of the Clone Wars and then garner all this power for himself after his betrayals, after his attempts to take out Palpatine and Obi-Wan and all this other stuff, to just kind of become this third party. It's like, the Empire is going to be this beast that, unless the right players come together, I might as well just carve out something that is completely my own. And then that was ripped right out from underneath him. And now he's here. He sought out Ahsoka. He was hoping she would have followed him, and now his visions are taking him elsewhere, because he knew the plan. From what he knew, he had the visions of where things were going to go from that point forward. And then this is, while he's being brought into Oh, Sam Riegel was a directing consultant on this episode. Cool. It's awesome. But now he's gleaned this new potential. This Padawan here. And if it was uncertain before this, I think it was very apparent. Well, obviously the withholding of credentials, the not getting too noticed, because if you identify yourself and you're flagged in the system as a Jedi at this point, it's just like bloop, 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 alarm bells. Surely. So then obviously the Master seems to have survived that. And I think Master Eiko Diadaki is the name that's here in the credits. Teaching restraint, patience, humility, kindness, and hoping for the compassion of others to be what actually gets them through that rather than stealing. And she, doesn't heed that lesson, winds up caught. And again, he's having this faith in the system that because she's a kid, she'll just be left out. But then she's left up there, overnight. And then this whole thing happens. It's all these things converging, and he felt it too in the Force. Both of them did. Maul did because he was like, because they were like kind of advising against going to the police station and doing what he did. But he's like, no, he's not getting away. I need to exact my revenge. And there's also something else there that we need. And it was her. And I don't know if the Master, when we cut back to him, when he was looking up at that, was lamenting the fact that maybe something's off and can't quite pinpoint it, or if he could sense what was about to happen. I don't exactly know. But Maul found her and ran off with her. So this is going to happen. This happened in a very different way. Maybe it could still happen if he goes to intercept before they leave, which is possible. I'm curious what's going to sever that tie, or because I have to imagine he's not going to survive this. Whether that's because he tries to prevent Maul from taking her, or part of this, or maybe just like, I don't know. I shouldn't even speculate. I mean, we got another episode to get into. I imagine it's just going to pick up right where we left off. So all things considered, though, this episode was a really, really strong premiere and set the tone and the vibe so well for what we're getting into with this season. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for right now. I love the visuals, I love the art direction, I love the pop, I love the action. Again, every time they come back to this, they just up their skill set and the vibe, everything about it on a technical level. Every time they come back to these, it just gets better and better and better. And so far, I think this is, just from this first episode, it seems to be like one of, if not the best that it's looked. Those final couple episodes, though, of the final season, though, were gorgeous. Anyway, let's see what happens next. Let's get ready to slip into episode 2. Here we go. Chapter 2, Sinister Schemes. Wow, freehanding that thing directly behind Maul that's confidence, man. No. This droid is great. I don't know if we've seen this droid before. If we have, I don't remember.
Apologies for the stench, Captain.
Trust me, I smelled worse.
Another thing has been the score. Jeez, is plowing through everything in their way. Oh, and here he is. Yo. Oh! Yo, cannot wait to see what happens here. Well, he's flat out stopped them. All right. Is Maul going to be the one to do it? Oh God, this is fucked up. I mean, he's not revealing himself is not going to help him in either case. Oh! You going to focus on me or help those people? What are you going to do? Help the people, exactly. God. See, and he's showing himself too, though. Ah, there's no winning in this scenario.
Right.
Oh, shit. Oh, never mind. Fuck. He could just... Nimble bastard. Hey, okay. We got another human here.
Good.
Oh, we got actually a couple.
I told the governor we have it under control, but if he gets nervous, he'll call in the Empire.
Bring the Empire into this, they will lock this planet down.
But her master's still alive. I wonder if, like, oh my God, I wonder if because he's left alive, whatever happens about recruiting her to his side, she may be, as part of whatever her test might be down the road, is killing him. I was thinking initially that he would die in the cross of this, or his values would get him killed, and that would push her down this road. But now that they're completely severed and separated right now, I think we might have to see her, like...
I thought you wanted Vario dead.
You know, do it herself once.
She is a Jedi, and I shall fashion her into a weapon.
Once she goes through all of the conditioning, might have to do it to prove herself down the line.
A Jedi? How has she survived?
Well, let us find out.
What year is this exactly? Because it seems like it's been a while since Order 66. So it's going to be closer to Rebels than anything.
What's this? Wait, what are you doing? I'm not going in. Hey!
Well, you do not have much of a choice. Obviously, they know who you are. What kind of dumbass question is that?
You have been indoctrinated since you were a child. Now you must adapt.
Dad, hey, you're just getting home?
Yep, it's been a long night.
He sounds familiar. The kid sounds familiar.
I'm sorry. I'm taking some time off soon.
What's this? Space hockey? What the fuck are we talking about here?
I have an update.
Okay, I'm on my way.
God. Hi. Bye. God, that sucks. Oh no, like what? Oh God, I know what that is. I've seen that. What is that?
We are questioning known members of Vario's syndicate, but they have not been very cooperative.
Just keep digging, partner.
Well, you know what I think.
You wanna call in the Empire?
They really don't want them involved. I mean, like you said, the moment they come here, they will put the planet under lock and key.
Hey, partner! Let's talk business!
This is not what this is, my guy.
Syndicate helps the Pikes smuggle their spice into this system. You will provide me with the time and location of these shipments.
Oh, they're next.
Once I disrupt their network, Krim will suspect you and want to meet.
Well then, okay.
Then you will get me close, so I can kill him.
Then I will do whatever it takes, sir, to help you get revenge on him. I want to help. Okay. We got a deal, then.
Yes, we do.
Brander Lawson. You seem to be having quite the rotation. So, what do you need?
Shadow Collective.
That is gonna cost you. Boss named Maul merged Pikes, Crimson Dawn, Black Sun. You think he's here? I guess that would make sense with Demas.
Duh. Sorry, I completely forgot. When the fucking Star Destroyer is collapsing, Ahsoka had to choose between saving themselves and letting him go, and that's when he got away. I forgot about that entire set piece with him. I don't know why the last thing I thought was him being arrested. It's been a minute. I'm sorry. Sorry it took me this long to fucking connect that dot.
What does it mean for you to be a Jedi, guardian of peace and justice?
I still believe in those principles.
Do you though?
How can I prove to you that we are on the same side?
Let me out of here.
By all means, Jedi. Leave.
Leave, if you can.
The Pike shipment is on schedule.
I think, I don't know, like if she was talking to somebody else, I feel like this convo would have been a little bit different. It's because his reputation precedes him. And she's not fully giving in, but she was kind of like, I mean, she did, you know, ignore that Jedi-ness earlier on. She already had that inclination. But when it comes to him and talking to him right now, there's an extra layer where she doesn't want to feign that they're like one and the same or even remotely close, or to even acknowledge that he might be right about these times.
Getting prepared and get us out of here! Send a distress signal! Here comes a jam!
Sorry, every time this droid just makes me cackle. Let's go.
Open fire!
Dude, that dodge. Dude, I love the trailing on the saber, man. I love it so much. Oh, just the lights and screaming now.
Get the money.
As you wish.
Jeez.
Was yours is now controlled by Mog Trim.
I'm sure you believe that.
Oh, that is so sick. I love how expressive the backdrops are. Ooh, look at that. Look who's tailing who here. He's gone. Yeah, he's just trailing along. I think he's going to trail this as they're both kind of on the same... I mean, they're both after the same thing. Or person, at least. That'll lead them to the what they're after. I think they're eventually going to get to that point. And by the point he gets back here to intercept her, I think she's going to be on Maul's side by the end of this, by the time they are reunited. And it's going to be a very different story.
It is time for you to view the galaxy for what it truly is.
Yeah, with the runtime of this episode, certainly not happening now. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a season-long thing, but I could see that definitely being a hurdle she's going to cross as part of her resolve at some point. Not quite yet. What is that? Or maybe she'll try to make her way back and something happens to him, like I thought initially, that eventually makes her see the world the way that he does, and then sends her coming back to him. There you go. That was part of your test. Yep. There it is. It's part of the mission, part of the goal. He's like, you can leave anytime if you can. God. Oh yeah, the kid. I want to see if anybody popped up that I recognize this time, because I know that voice sounded so familiar to me. I really couldn't place it. Okay, here, right here. All right, who do we have? Riley Lawson, Charlie Bushnell. Don't recognize the name. Charlie Bushnell. That's it. Percy Jackson. That's it. Okay. All right. That's why plays Luke in Disney Plus's Percy Jackson. All right. That's it. That's so it. All right. Another great episode. And I like that he's not like forced. I mean, like, obviously he kidnapped her like this, but like he needs her to see the world the way he sees it. So he's not like, he's kind of like putting up guardrails kind of and allowing things to just play. Cause I think it's this tug of war between the way he sees the world and the way that her master is going to see the world. And I have a feeling the Jedi way is going to fail them, either by maybe the events of this play out in the way that she sees more eye to eye with Maul before that reconciliation or the reunion occurs. Because I could very much so see her being indoctrinated by his point of view. I mean, indoctrinate is the right word, but, you know, her seeing his side of things. The way the world is, the way the Empire runs things, the lack of justice, the lawlessness, like he said, and that just adhering to the Jedi Code will just get her killed. And maybe some part of, I mean, I don't know that he would necessarily, I mean, he might, he very well, very much so could be like, you know, part of her initiation is cutting ties with that Jedi self, and that could be her doing the deed herself. The other side of that is just, you know, he stands to his morals, her master does, and that gets him killed. And that realization of that, because, you know, they weren't getting food. He was like, hey, nope, we'll rely on the compassion of others. We won't steal, we won't break the law. And what happened? Nobody we saw, at least at the moment, gave them anything. And she turned to stealing. And then, you know, he might steadfast go his route. You know, he revealed himself right there as everybody was collapsing and falling as the bridge collapsed to save lives. Exposed himself. He escaped, but he exposed himself. Like, there's not an immediate threat. That's why they're, like, keeping the Empire out of it. Otherwise, you'd have Inquisitors here immediately. And that may eventually happen, and maybe that's what happens, too. You know, the Empire sends the Inquisitors out, maybe they do the deed, and then that sends her going after Maul because she's cut off from that, and then sees how fucked the world is right now. You know, even Ahsoka, you know, during this period had to adapt non-Jedi methods to survive through a lot of this. You know, do things her way, and you just, I don't know. You know, being a Jedi and thinking like a Jedi and acting like a Jedi right now, it's not ideal. But that's the thing. Are you going to stay steadfast to your beliefs, your morals, be unbending, unbreaking? Or are you going to take the easier route? I don't know. Not that it's simply that, you know. But I love this, man. I love the way, the art direction in this. The little subtleties in the impact frames, the flickers in the light, the lightsaber when it's like jettisoning and flickering off of stuff, the way they really leaning into that brush stroke, and then the trailing when it's whirring around is even more accentuated than I remember it being, because it was always like bendy, even in the even in Clone Wars, even in the final season. But this is like, there's like a whole other level of it. And I think, like, if I remember right, there was a quote of them that they were inspired by some of the work that they saw in Visions that made them want to kind of play around with that more in this. And I love what they're doing with it. The look, the vibe. I love them being way more loose with the art in a fun way, while still keeping that foundation of what we know intact. That's so, I just love what they're doing. Also, genuinely from like through the eyes of somebody like Maul, and he is murking people left and right. not just droids, but, you know, other sentient beings. You know, it's not a Boba Fett situation, but I like what they're, I don't know, I love the vibe. Like, he's on a mission, he's after revenge, he is slaughtering people all along the way, and he is aura farming all while he does it, man. Every shot, hallway, ignite, pose, ignite, pose, ignite. Oh, God, it's just so good. This was a great start to the season. I mean, I already had a pretty strong idea that this was going to bring the heat. And so far in these first 2 episodes, it's living up to that hype, that expectation that I kind of had just from getting the trailers for this as well. I'm here for that. I'm having a blast. Plus the little sparks of humor and kind of the dark, sadistic kind of humor that they've got in this as well. Again, they're leaning into the fact that we are following Maul and not a Jedi. And I love it to death. But the fucking droid too, just this snarky little, like, chattering little psychopath. Love it. And I'm curious to see what journey this little Sith acolyte Padawan. What would you even call him right now? He's not really a Sith anymore either. Not really by definition. He's just kind of his own thing, right? I don't think he would classify himself as such at the moment, right? I can't remember how he views himself right now. Obviously, his reputation precedes him among the Jedi. Everybody else has to try to figure it out and piece it together because he was never really known outside of that. Or at least by this point, if there was any knowledge, it would have been long since either buried or whatever. Again, because if it probably was even the Empire probably had something to do with it with the ISB. Because any information from him just trails back to the Jedi and especially back to Palpatine. Interesting. I can't wait to see what they do with this. I'm going to leave there. I'm going to pass it off to you. What did you guys think of these first 2 episodes? How do you feel about where they're going with this? What do you think the trajectory is going to be, particularly for our young Padawan here? And what fate do you think will befall the Master? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out Lily Chanson, Kiana Chanel, Greg, Angela Burr, Calvin Brindley, Sleepy Bastard, Theodore Wolf, Amy Becca, Eric Coyote, and Ty Lund. Thank you guys so much for becoming saviors here on the channel. Hope you sponsor and support the rescues I'm going to take care of here at the office. You guys have been a tremendous help with all of that. Thank you guys so much. And as always, we give a huge special thank you to all of our channel legends. You and the patrons allow us to do so much of what we do over here to keep up with all this endless wave of content, get helping with the editing, you know, when the copyright claims and stuff like that happen. It just helps really soften that blow so we can keep on bringing as much of this to you guys here on YouTube, because at the end of the day, without y'all, we wouldn't even be here. But that's this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, may the Force be with you always. Take care, everybody.